Hey fellas, thanks for inviting me to join the Four Fills band. What's this meeting all about?
Well, we've had a lot of inquiries from music teachers and students about how the Four Fills are produced.
Yeah, I've even heard rumours that we've been produced with artificial intelligence and we're not real.
Hey dude, there's nothing artificial or intelligent happening here. Well, no one's going to challenge you there, Phil number 3. But also, for our music unit on Rock Music Australian Focus, we want to show the students the process of how to produce a rock band. First of all, we need to arrange the resources. That is, find the sheet music and arrange the parts for available sound sources. Let's go to our music arranging software and have a look at how we did that.
Okay, I'm going to show you how I arrange the music for Thunderstruck in this case and for available sound sources. Normally I arrange for the Four Fills as a string quartet when we're doing classical music, or even a string quartet version of a popular song, which is cello, viola, violin 2, violin 1. I decided in this case, because of the nature of the song, to take out the second violin and put him on double bass instead, so it's got a heavier, thunkier kind of a sound. Now I purposely didn't do it, and also I've added drums. I purposely did not do it for drums, electric guitar, lead guitar, rhythm guitar, bass guitar and vocals. I could have done that, but in this case I'm demonstrating how in your class for your students, or if you're a student for your other friends forming a group, you use the instruments you've got and you learn how to arrange for them. That's what this lesson's all about. So I purchased, the cool thing about noteflight.com, you can purchase music and sometimes you are allowed to edit that music. So in this case, the version I purchased of Thunderstruck, this is for piano and it's in B major. Okay, so I can tell you as a violinist, no, I'm not going to play that, particularly at that speed. Another violinist to look at that, we've got a D sharp and an F sharp and a D sharp and a B. No, not going to happen. So what I do is, because I'm allowed to edit it, it allows me to do that in Noteflight. I'm going to go Command A or Control A if it's PC, and in my transposition window I'm going to go down a major second. Now I've already done this, so I know as a violinist that's better, but even there we're in the right key, so we've only got 3 sharps now, and I can make better use of my open string. So while it's all high, I'm just going to show you this bit anyway. Okay, just these 3 bits here. I'm going to use these buttons instead to move it up an octave. Okay, now when you do that, you've got to make sure that everything will work. Okay, there's a wrong note there. So I had to go edit again, and I had to go shift and make that natural because it's an A blues. Okay, or a B blues originally, but it's blues, so we're using the blues scale, and that riff is based on a blues scale. Okay, and I can see as a violinist that yes, I can do that in second position very easily, and then I move this bit up here to third position, and I've got an alternating open string. So I know enough about the instrument that yes, I can arrange it. Let's flick across to this tab, and there's the finished product. Okay, so we're in A major, and I've been able to add double bass, and there's the original piano part. I've used that like as a template. Add double bass. Cello's doing that chunka on the pedal A, and viola just goes thunder on his low A, and there's the riff. Okay, and if you go down here, you can see where I've brought the vocals in. Okay, and that's very briefly how I've made the arrangement. That's a very short thing. It would take me a whole day to teach you how I did that whole arrangement. You need to know how to arrange music for strings.
Okay, here we are back in the studio. What do we have to do next?
I got this, boss. We need to track our parts in the studio. Almost right, but you're missing a very important step.
Trust the bass player to know this one. We have to practice our parts by ourselves.
That's right. There's no point in going into the studio to record until you each know your parts. Use the sheet music and resources that you made to learn just your part.
And then we record our tracks.
That's right. And then the mix down, where we learn to mix the sound levels, adjust the tone or EQ, and add compression, reverb, and other effects.
And then shoot the video.
Okay, so putting all those bits there together, and recorded the fiddle solos, and we can control everything here in the mixing desk. Let's just take it back to where that comes in, see what it's like. Okay, we've got the cello and the bass there, and just got to mix that all together and get the balance and the panning. That's the visual, the stereo imagery happening, so it sounds great on the headphones, and compression, reverb, all that sort of stuff, and polish it up. And now I'm going to put all those double stops and other bits over the top with the violin as well.
Okay, here we are in the school studio, and the reason we're here is at home previously when I showed you the tracking of all those instruments, we tracked the violin, the viola and lead vocals, the cello and the double bass in the studio at home, but they were all playing over a drum loop. And I could have stuck with that and just had 4 fills in the studio, but because here in the school ensemble room we've got a pretty good drum kit, and this is where I was going to shoot the video anyway, I thought, okay, I'm going to add that fill number 5 on the drum kit. So here's how we do it, even between different studios. Alright, so and that's how I've done some professional session work too. I've added electric violin tracks and full orchestral tracks over the top of other people's songs. They send me an MP3, and then I layer my parts over the top. We'll do a full string arrangement over the top of their track, send them back what we call the stems, then they can master that in their studio. So that's how it works in the commercial world. So here, just in the 4 fills video, or 4 fills plus a drummer, I've mastered that audio with just a drum track. And what I've got here is 2 tracks. Let's have a listen. Excuse me. There was no help from you. So if I mute, sound of the drums. So I've muted the drums that I've recorded in here, and what I'm going to do is I've muted this. Beating in my heart. Okay, that's 5, and if I unmute that and mute that, okay, you can hear that's got that original drum loop in it. Okay, so when I'm recording the drums, let's just go across to that screen, have a look at me playing the drums in the ensemble room. Okay, let's have a look at that. Okay, then come back into the studio here because that guy's in there
and I'm in here. No, just kidding. I had to hit the button here and then run in there, play the drums, then run back here because this is a top secret, don't tell anyone else, just one of me. Okay, I'm all those guys. So then I came back in the studio after I recorded the drums. Let's have a look. I mic'd the drums up. So let's just bring them in one by one. So if we go back to the track. Okay, that's no drums. No drums, okay. And up there in those top 3 tracks, we've got the top track is the kick drum, and then I've got 2 mics on the overheads that's getting the snare and the crash cymbal and so on. So let's have a look at that. Okay, kick drum. There you go. If I solo that, you can hear that's just the kick drum, okay? Okay, and there's a snare drum. And there's a bit of snare and a little bit of hi-hat happening there, so that's that left hand overhead. Okay, add them all in. Okay, and that's how I added the drum track in, even in a different studio. Okay, so that's showing the process of your project. You might record something on GarageBand at home, and so long as if you've recorded it to a click track, then we can output that track from GarageBand that you've done at home. Something you've done at home, you can output that. I'm just talking to Year 10 here. You can output that as an MP3 or a WAV file. We drop it into here, and we build up your project in the school studio. Okay, so that gives you a few ideas. Or if you're working in the classroom and you're out there, and you're working in GarageBand, then you can come up here and you can build those tracks up here. Okay, so that's where that whole 4 fills experience and the experience and expertise of those guys can apply to our classroom project.